Okay class, so today we are going to study about translation. Just before this we did about transcription, where DNA, okay, DNA got transcribed into messenger RNA, and after that yesterday I did about I shared with you about the genetic code, where three nitrogenous base in genetic code topic. You all got to know that if this is mRNA, okay, 5' 3', if this is mRNA, then not T, U, it will be U, suppose it is like this, okay, then till the entire length of this mRNA, okay, 3 of the nitrogenous base, like here AUG, then UUG, like that it goes on, and 3 nitrogenous base makes one amino acid. Not make, but we can say 3 of the nitrogenous base which is present in the mRNA that code for one single amino acid, that we did yesterday. Now coming to the today's topic, that is translation. Translation, I have already told you before, it is the process, okay, by which mRNA is translated into protein or proteins, or we can say polypeptide chain, okay, polypeptide chain. So here it is given translated. So mRNA, the code, whatever code, nitrogenous bases, okay, this code are present in the mRNA, that is translated into protein, because 3 of the nitrogenous base makes one amino acid. So this process it begins like that, okay. So before going to the actual process of translation, we need to understand about the tRNA. When I was doing about the RNA, I told you that there are 3 types of RNA: rRNA, ribosomal RNA, mRNA, messenger RNA, then tRNA, okay, and this tRNA is involved in the process of translation. I have told you before also, okay. Now if I draw the structure of tRNA, it is somewhat like this. It is clearly given in your book, okay, you can see that also. If you have book, then it is somehow like this, okay. The structure of one tRNA, okay, I am only drawing one tRNA. There are so many tRNA, okay. One thing remember here, till the entire length of this mRNA, okay, if 3 of the nitrogenous base code for one amino acid, then for this 3 amino acid there will be one tRNA, then the next 3, for the next 3 nitrogenous base there will be another second tRNA, then similarly suppose it is like this, for the another 3 there will be third. So similarly it goes on and on till the entire length of mRNA. So always remember, in mRNA for 3 nitrogenous bases sequence there will be one tRNA, okay. So suppose in the entire length of mRNA there are, suppose if I say 18 nitrogenous bases, then how many tRNA will be there? For the 18 nitrogenous bases there will be 18 divided by 3, 6, but out of this 6, some of the tRNA, the last tRNA that can have the last sequence or last nitrogenous base will have a stop codon, for which there will be no tRNA. So we can say it can have at least 4 to 5 tRNA, okay, because the last can code for stop codon, okay. Last sequence of mRNA can have a stop codon that do not have any tRNA for it, because it does not code for any amino acid, okay. Now talking about this tRNA, so this is one structure, single structure of tRNA, okay. This is tRNA, structure of tRNA. Now tRNA, it is also called as adapter molecule. Now what is adapter? Adapter is something that will connect one particular thing with that of the other. Okay, we can see that in the wire connection also there are some adapters. Okay, adapter is nothing but it is the substance or the thing that will connect two parts. Okay, so tRNA, it acts as an adapter molecule. Now what are the thing that this tRNA connects? Okay, I am going to tell you that. Suppose this is 5' 3' mRNA sequence. Okay, now after this mRNA is fully mature, okay, what happens is that it has got, suppose this mRNA has A, G, U, like it goes on, okay, on and on, A, U, A, C, like that. Suppose this is the sequence of mRNA. I am drawing only the 6 nitrogenous bases. There can be so many, there can be so long nitrogenous bases. Okay, but in order to make you all understand, I am drawing only the 2 sequence of nitrogenous bases, and these 3 will have one adapter molecule tRNA and another 3 will have another tRNA molecule. Now this act as adapter because it connects, this tRNA connects this, okay, 3 of the nitrogenous base of mRNA and one amino acid. Okay, one amino acid. Here you can see, I guess it is visible. Here you can see, okay, it is the PDF. So tRNA act as the adapter molecule. You can see here AGU, I have drawn the same thing. It can have any other thing also, okay, and UAC. Now suppose AGU, it is the nitrogenous base present in the mRNA. UAC, this is also nitrogenous base present in mRNA. Then for AGU, this code, for this AGU codon, okay, it will have this tRNA. The tRNA will be always specific for one codon. Okay, if this tRNA, okay, if this tRNA is there for the codon AGU, the same tRNA cannot be for any other codon. It will be very specific. So if this is mRNA codon, then this tRNA will have anti-codon loop. You can see here, okay, I'll draw here. So this, here you can see this structure, it has got anti-codon loop. That means if this is AGU is one codon, then anti-codon means opposite to that will be U, G को C, and for U it will be A. So this will be the anti-codon loop for AGU. Anti-codon loop present in tRNA for AGU. And if this AGU is coding for, here you can see, this AGU codon is coding for SER, serine, okay, this amino acid, and not for any other amino acid. AGU is coding for this particular amino acid, okay, serine amino acid. So this way it is very, very specific. Now here also you can see, if UAC, it is the nitrogenous base or one codon in mRNA, then this will have tRNA adapter molecule which will have anti-codon loop, okay, anti-codon loop to that of UAC, that is anti-codon will be AUG, opposite to UAC will be AUG, and it will also have tryptophan, okay, this amino acid binding site. These are the site, okay, site. Actually they will not have amino acid at the beginning, only when it gets connected with that of mRNA and with its anti-codon, it forms the complementary bases, okay, it forms the bond here with this anti-codon and codon loop. When it forms the bond here, then only it will have this amino acid, because it is the binding site. Amino acid at first it will be free, okay, free, and when it binds to this codon, this loop, anticodon loop binds to the codon, okay, this tRNA, then that free serine will come to the binding site of this tRNA. Similarly, this tryptophan, it will be free at first, okay, but when this anticodon loop present in the tRNA, it binds to that of its codon in mRNA, then only it will have a binding site for tryptophan. The free tryptophan will come and bind to this tRNA. Hope it is clear now. So that's why this tRNA, it is called adapter molecule, because it has anticodon loop that binds to the specific codon in mRNA. Okay, this is anticodon loop. And number 2, it also has amino acid binding site, place where amino acid gets binds. Okay, after this anticodon loop and codon loop, they form the bond. Okay, it has got amino acid binding site, so that's why the tRNA it is also called adapter molecule, because it is binding 2 things at a time. Okay, it is binding 2 things at a time. It is binding to that of the codon sequence in mRNA, and at the same time it is binding to the free amino acid. Okay, but always remember, tRNA is specific for this amino acid. Not all amino acid can bind to the binding site of tRNA. Okay, it depends upon the coding sequence that is there in mRNA. Suppose AGU is coding for serine, then AGU will have a specific tRNA that can bind only with serine. Similarly, UAC is one codon, okay, that can bind to that of tRNA, which can have the binding site tryptophan. Okay, so it is very, very specific. tRNA is very, very specific for the codon or the genetic code. Okay, so this is all about tRNA. So here I will read out. tRNA, always remember, when it binds to the serine, tRNA, when at first it is called tRNA adapter molecule, but after it gets binded to that of mRNA codon and that of the amino acid, then the same tRNA, it is also called soluble RNA. It is also called soluble RNA. Okay, so I will read out here. tRNA has an anticodon loop. Okay, tRNA has an anticodon loop that has bases complementary to that of the mRNA code. It also has amino acid acceptor end. Okay, this site to which it binds to the amino acids. tRNA are specific for each amino acid. I have already told you. For initiation, there is another specific tRNA that is referred to as initiation tRNA. Always remember, in order to initiate the process of translation, okay, in order to begin this process of translation, there are initiation tRNA also that will initiate the process of translation. Okay, that will initiate the process of translation or begin the process of translation. That first initiating tRNA, it is called initiation tRNA, which we are going to learn in the next video, okay, when we will do the actual process of translation. It is just the understanding of tRNA as an adapter molecule. Okay. So, there are no tRNA for stop codon. I have already told you, in mRNA, entire length of mRNA, at the end there are stop codons present, okay, which do not code for any amino acid. So, such type of codon in the mRNA that do not code for any amino acid, that type of codon, okay, or that type of nitrogenous bases sequence, they do not have any tRNA, okay, they do not have any tRNA molecule. So, this is all about tRNA molecule. So, here it is given, okay, it is the PDF format of the book chapter, okay. If you have book, you can go through it. So, this is all about tRNA as an adapter molecule, tRNA which is very important in the process of translation, because in order to translate mRNA into the sequence of amino acid or the polypeptide chain of amino acid, tRNA must be there, okay, tRNA must be there, which has got anticodon loop to that of the codon, and it also has one amino acid acceptor site, okay. Yeah. So, tRNA, this tRNA, it is acting as a adapter molecule which combines two structure together, which binds two structure together, and this process continues till the entire length of mRNA, and similarly here all the free amino acid, it gets joined together to form polypeptides. It gets translated, this codon get translated into peptide chain, okay, the chain of amino acid, which we are going to study in the next video when we do the actual process of translation. So, this is all about tRNA as an adapter molecule and why it is important in the process of translation. Okay, this much for today.